Hi, my name is Gregory Jones, and I've published a book called The Macroeconomic Laws. And you can purchase a copy at Ex Libris, Amazon, or Barnes & Noble. Well, this book contains economics in it and poetry. Here, I'll read you some of the poetry. When storm clouds rumble in the distance and sweep up in a rush, when shadows loom like monsters and slither through the brush, and when you feel like falling and falling and falling and falling, remember the name you've heard before, remember the dream you've dreamed, remember how you can laugh and cry, remember the blowing breeze. Ancient voices whisper lightly of clear directions glowing brightly, and every moment speaks like thunder as every heartbeat feels the wonder. The secret of living is to live. The secret of giving is to give. And another one. Dark and deep, staring crow, lost without a place to go, searching for a point of view under skies of velvet blue. Perched on top a wooden rail, in his bill's a rusty nail, staring blankly, standing still, waiting for a novel thrill. And in his eyes the secret lies of mortal human's slow demise. When he blinks without a wink, all our humor gently sinks. And that's some of my poetry there, which is in the book, The Macroeconomic Laws. Now, of course, this book contains economics in it, specifically the macroeconomic laws. The macroeconomic laws are 5 laws which determine all economic conditions. So you can see that this book contains a sweeping amount of information in it, in that it supersedes all other economics. And the macroeconomic laws are easily observable. The first macroeconomic law is economic growth is a product of free enterprise. And this is observable during the Cold War. The free enterprise economies of the United States, Germany, and Japan grew, while the Marxist economies of the Soviet Union, Cuba, and North Korea didn't grow. And so you see the first macroeconomic law. And so the goal when you're trying to grow an economy is to have a free enterprise economy. Economic growth is not a product of tax cuts or the stock market or immigration or education or investment. Economic growth is strictly a product of free enterprise. The journalists say that economic growth is from the stock market. The journalists lie. The journalists are Marxists. The journalists support the immigration of non-whites to create competing racial groups in our country. Then they race bait by telling blacks that their poverty is from whites. They tell blacks that the blacks are poor because of whites. And this has created a great racial hostility in our country. And now, wages, of course, are governed by supply and demand, or economic growth versus labor supply. Immigration increases labor supply, reducing wages. The cause of poverty in the United States is from mass immigration. Mass immigration has devastated the U.S. economy. Before mass immigration, the U.S. was a manufacturing-based economy. Now we're a service-based economy. The manufacturing sector is the high-technology sector where robots and machines are produced. And wages, of course, determine levels of technological development. And you can see that since mass immigration, the value added to our products has been stagnant, and profit margins have been on keeping wages down and utilizing labor rather than investing in robots and machines to improve products and develop new products. So it has been a great technological loss, that is, from mass immigration. Now, what you'll notice, of course, is that the journalists have been race baiting. The journalists, here you have, right here you have William Raspberry of the Washington Post writing, "The plight of have-not blacks in America's urban ghettos, says economist Thomas Sowell, can be laid at the feet of white people." Well, that's not true. The cause of black poverty is mass immigration. So here you see William Raspberry and Thomas Sowell race baiting and lying is what they're doing. It is time to end mass immigration. Mass immigration has devastated our economy. The cost of mass immigration is enormous, and I have calculated the cost of mass immigration here, and it's right here in my book. If we hadn't been mass immigrating over the last 38 years, wages would be about $40,000 greater for each working American. That's the estimation I used on the amount of that wages would have gone up. In order to calculate the cost of mass immigration, divide 40,000 by 2 to get $20,000. The average each worker in the U.S. has lost in wages per year. Multiply 20,000 by 35 years, the number of years wages have been stagnant in the U.S., and each American worker has lost $700,000 in wages over the last 35 years. Our workforce was 107 million persons working, so we multiply $700,000 by 107 million, and we find that the cost of mass immigration over the last 35 years is $75 trillion in wages stolen from the American people. That was an estimation I made of the cost of mass immigration in the year 2008. And it is time to end mass immigration, and this can be done quickly. And so there you see my book. I gave you a sample of my poetry, and I briefed you on the consequences of mass immigration. And you can purchase a copy of my book at Ex Libris, Amazon, or Barnes & Noble. And it's called The Macroeconomic Laws by Gregory Del Jones. Thank you.